You're a little shiny, Black.
The Broncos continue to impress. 11-2, tied for the best record in the league. And it was a big weekend for the CU Buffs, despite the fact that they didn't have a game. We'll talk about it coming up. All right, big fella, let's get right to it, man, because I don't really want to waste a lot of time with you, going back and forth. I'm not going to fight you. It's the holiday season. We're going to have a good time.
It is the
on this
holiday
show.
season, man. It is the holiday season. There's no reason to have this tension that you seem to exhibit.
No. I just wanted to set the record. We're not going to do that today, man. Look at me. I'm smiling. I feel good.
Well, good. I'm happy that you're feeling good.
Right on, man. Right on. So, two teams atop the NFL right now with 11-2 records. The Denver Broncos taking care of business yesterday against the horrible Las Vegas Raiders, 24-17. The game itself was
nah.
The Broncos did exactly what they had to do.
Yeah, no, that's what good teams win games that they're supposed to win.
That's exactly right.
That's just a characteristic of a good team. It doesn't have to be pretty. At the end of the year, you don't want to know how. You want to know how many.
Have you ever been on a team that won 10 in a row?
Yes, I think so.
I didn't say lose to. I know when you.
Well, in college we won 10 in a row. We won 11 in a row. We won 11 in a row in college, and
undefeated.
You won that team, by the way.
89.
And then we won the first 12 or 13 games in our Super Bowl 33. Where we lost to the Giants and we had an undefeated season going
through 12 or 13 weeks.
I think it was like 13. I think we were 12-1. Then we lost 2 games, and then 13. I think it was 12 or 13. I can't remember, but it was. Yeah, I've been on some good teams.
No doubt about that. The Broncos now having won 10 in a row with 4 games left. In a position right now, sort of control their own destiny. You win all 4. You in with a 15 and 15-2 record, and obviously in a great position then to win the AFC and get home field advantage throughout. But there's a team up in New England. You talk about how improbable this year is, man. That we're talking about the Broncos and the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams, I think, when the season started. The most optimistic projection was that next year, these were sort of building block years for both those franchises, and next year would be their year. Not the case. They are atop all of it right now, and quite frankly, look like the 2 best teams, I think, in the National Football League.
And to me, it really boils down to excellence in the coaching department. It really does show itself. I think Mike Vrabel is a fantastic head football coach, and he has really gotten his team ready to play. I've been watching this guy and paying attention to him and his talks with his teams, and it's been impressive. And then you throw the job that he does as a defensive-minded coach with the offensive excellence, and I do mean this, offensive excellence from Josh McDaniels and talented Drake May, who really understands and gets it. I think that team is well coached, and I think they're bearing the biggest dividends with the last place schedule. That's the team that's playing with the last place schedule that's showing up big. The Denver Broncos, on the other hand, is playing without a last place schedule, but they have excellent coaching, excellent with the red zone efficiency of Sean Payton and the defensive prowess of Vance Joseph. The special team showed up big yesterday with a punt return. That was for a punt return for a touchdown from your all-pro returner. Then you're looking at something that's totally different, though. I think you're looking at offensive excellence in spurts, defensive excellence as your stable, and really a spark from your special teams. And I think that is probably the best combination that we have in the NFL right now.
I take note of how you describe the Broncos offense. There's always the caveat in your description of this offense. and it's red zone efficiency.
Red zone efficiency.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, because if there's any question I think about this Broncos team, it's whether or not they can be good enough against the best teams in the league offensively to win or to get to the Super Bowl, to win an AFC and to get to the Super Bowl. You make the caveat, again, you make the distinction of not just a damn good offense, but a good offense in the red zone. Is that enough? Is that going to be enough to carry
Most of the time, if you are a great offensive club in the red zone and you are a great defensive club in the red zone, that usually equals wins and losses. And right now, the Denver Broncos offensively, Sean Payton is dialing it up, and it's pretty, and it's starting to look better week in and week out. A couple hiccups yesterday with play calls, but in general, the play calls are coming in quicker. You're starting to see more of a concerted effort from Sean Payton to get those calls in. And I think it's starting to pay dividends. Once again, I think defensively, you are who you are. You're a team that brings pressure, and you depend on your secondary to play big. If they don't play big, you're going to give up big shots, and the game will be interesting. But in the end, your front seven is going to make a play for you.
I see a couple of things. One, Bo Nix, I thought, had a clean game again yesterday. Very efficient. No touchdown passes, no interceptions. I think it was 31 or 38 or something like that. Again, a very efficient game for Bo Nix. It is the type of game, and this is something that, like, when you guys, particularly defensive guys, start making these analyses of quarterbacks, and
I did not make an analysis about the quarterback.
I didn't. I'm just saying in general, man. Why you take everything?
Well, I'm just saying
we're not going to do that.
You just did it.
I said you guys. I didn't say you.
I'm just saying. I mean, you did it, and I know you're thinking about throwing me into the equation, but I didn't say shit about the quarterback, and you brought me into it.
I didn't say Al said anything. I was just about to. Can I make my point?
Go ahead.
Goodness gracious. I said, no, dude, we said we weren't going to do this.
Man. I'm just saying, I mean, you say you defensive guys. So yeah. I'm the only one that's sitting here. So, and I played on the defensive side. So what other defensive guys are you talking about?
I didn't say you, the defensive guy. I said,
you say you defensive guys.
So people with your kind of profile. How's that? Not necessarily you, although you.
But who else is in here that has the same profile as I don't see Mr. Snuffleupagus in this mug.
Hey, bro, here's my point, man, is I'm beginning to hear people say, as if it's a pejorative, that Bo Nix is a game manager. And I'm like,
oh, no, I never said that.
Well, wait a minute.
I never said that.
Let me
I have never once said that Bo Nix is a game manager. I didn't say anything less than the guy is growing and he needs a couple of years. I never called him a game manager, because I think that's that says that the guy doesn't have the requisite talent to win games by himself. And I would never say that about this guy.
Well, let me just say, you're making my point. What you just said exactly makes my point, because to be labeled a great game manager is exactly what every player or every team in the National Football League want from their quarterback. The best quarterbacks in the history of the game were the best managers of the game.
Well, you got me there.
And again, you and your ilk, people who are, who pontificate about the quarterback position, just all over. He's a game. Give me a great game manager, and you got a great quarterback.
I didn't call him a game manager.
I'm calling him a game manager.
Okay, you can then. Don't call me. Don't say that I'm the guy that's saying it. Why don't you say that guys of your ilk call him a great game manager?
Well, here's what I'm saying, man.
I'm telling you that I think the guy is a playmaking Jesse.
Well,
that's what we call. By the way, when I was playing ball, if you thought a player,
that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. If you thought a player could make a play, you call him a playmaking Jesse. That means that, look out, this dude can make a play. And I think Bo Nix is in that category.
I don't know what is play. That's kind of stupid to me. What does that mean? Who's Jesse?
Jesse James, dog. Like gun shooter, dog. What do you mean?
Jesse James, man.
Well, I'm just telling you, like, playmaking Jesse is the best thing they can call you. It's like saying it's a playmaking motherfucker. Like that's basically.
It's not the same, bro.
It's the same. That is exactly what.
Look, here's the
playmaking Jesse mean. Playmaking motherfucker.
I don't want to get too far off the point. The point is, Give me a great game manager. And I think Bo Nix, see, you guys define that as someone, as you just did, that's not capable of winning football games. It takes a
We're
great
11-2
manager to win football games.
Did you hear how I said that? We are 11-2.
That's right.
Meaning the Denver Broncos, the team that I roll with, team that I love as an NFL franchise, is 11-2. Why would I say anything disparaging about what's happening with our young quarterback?
Why would you? There's nothing
I would
disparaging
never. I
to
would
say
never.
at this point.
And I think that our play caller gets bored in the middle of the field. That's why I highlight he's a great play caller in the red zone.
Okay, so let's project forward. Let's just look forward.
We can do that.
4 games left.
4 tough ones.
You have the New England Patriots, as I mentioned, sitting there at 11-2, right alongside the Denver Broncos. Each have 4 games left. And by the way, I will say this, that Jacksonville at 9-4, they're not out of it.
No.
The Broncos have a head-to-head with Jacksonville coming up in a couple of weeks. They're not out of it, and they're playing good football. Buffalo, they're 9-4, I think, as well. But something about Buffalo that feels feast or famine to me. It feels like Josh Allen has to be superhero in order for them to win football games. And I'm not sure how sustainable that is when we're talking about challenging for the best record in the league. But I'm looking at these 4 games that are left, and I'm looking at both New England and the Broncos. I think there is an advantage. Broncos have the tougher schedule. And as a result, here's my prediction. Can I make a prediction at this point? So with 4 games left, do you mind?
Go ahead, Nostradamus. You the one. That was a total layup.
Hey man, I thought we called the truce, man. We said we were going to be.
This is what a truce looks like with me. But go ahead.
You're a backstabber, bro.
I agree. Not a backstabber.
You are a backstabber.
I'm just saying.
Here's the deal.
You want to make a prediction, probably not going to be true.
Here's my prediction.
You have a lot of hair in your ear.
No, I don't have a lot of hair in my ear, man. You got a lot of hair in your ear?
There's some hair in my ear. I'm thinking I'm going to have to. Now, this will make me go to the barbershop. Because there's no way I'm going to put a clipper in my ear, try to get this damn hair out of my ear.
How you know? It may be earwax, bro.
It's not earwax.
And I don't
because I can almost pick it. And
by the way, I will say this too, man.
But I mean,
those kitchen cuts, I've been telling you this for years. You got to stop that shit, bro.
You got to stop with the dyeing of the black hair.
I do not dye my hair, man.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, man, by the way, this dude, I'll tell you, this dude called me. This dude called me this week and was like, CJ, where do you get your dye product from? Like, what are you talking about, man? Come on, man. Like, what do you the dye product? I'm
down for it, man. I'm down for it, man. I'm just saying, like, I mean, listen,
I do not dye my hair.
See, it'd be different if I didn't know you since 1987, which means I've known you.
Have you ever known me
and your entire family?
Have you ever known me to put dye?
I've known your mom.
Yes.
And your dad.
Yes.
And they both had a head full of gray hair.
True.
So I know your brothers.
That's true.
I know your sisters.
Yes.
And they got a head full of gray hair. How do you get the only guy that has black hair?
Hey, man.
I mean, you and Gary Kubiak, the only 2 guys I know at this age with jet black hair.
So Coach Kubes,
you and Gary Kubiak are the only 2 guys I know with jet black hair.
Bro, I'm gonna look into the camera and I'm gonna tell all the folks out there. I'm telling you, I'm giving my word on this. I do not color my hair. I've never put dye in my hair. Now I got gray in my beard, and so, hey, man, is that why you? Is that why you cut your own hair, man? Is that you trying to cut?
Is that the only
out?
place that you have gray, man, on your beard?
That's it. That's
what
it.
What about
man.
on the arms?
No gray hair under my arms. Man, I have no gray hair under my arms. It's right. All my gray.
You have gray hair on your chest?
No, man. No. I don't have gray hair on my chest.
You don't have no gray hair on your chest.
Nah, I got some gray hair. Like I got a few strands. I got a few strands south of the border. But that's it, man. I do not, and I don't color my hair. Look, let me get back to my prediction, man.
Okay, go ahead. Nostradamus.
4 games left. The Denver Broncos finish this season 13-4.
I like that, actually.
The Denver Broncos, and here you look at the schedule right now. They got Green Bay, Jacksonville. The good news there, both those games are at home. 3 of their last 4 games are at home. On the road at Kansas City, home against the Chargers to finish it off. The challenge for Denver is all 4 of those teams are likely to be playing
for a chance
for something, right? That's significant.
Mm-hmm.
So there are no games off, I don't think, as you project.
This is the new scheduling the NFL introduced when they moved all the AFC contests to the back of the schedule, they moved the conference games to the back of the schedule to make sure that teams at the end of the year weren't resting players and there was a reason for you to play the last month of the season. Because my last month of the season when we were playing, we had some NFC opponents. We had some non-conference games, and those didn't have an effect on the postseason. But in this NFL today, this really has an effect on the postseason, and whether or not you make it that last month of the schedule could determine whether or not you're in the playoffs or you're seeding in the playoffs.
And it makes it exciting. Right?
It makes the league so exciting, man. I mean, it's coming down to the nut cutting time, and right now I'm a real fan of meaningful playoff. Should I say meaningful football in the month of December?
And that's exactly what we have.
Yes,
and the NFL got it. If that was the purpose and the goal of the NFL, they got it 100% right.
Right.
Because
the NBA has tried to do what the NFL has done, and that's to capture the heart and imagination of the fan base for the entirety of the season. With the NBA, what they've introduced are almost gimmicky type of in-season championships.
Yeah, with the stupid colored floors and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, because it's just not good enough, right? What the NFL did is say, let's change our schedule to reflect that these are the most important games, and by itself, it's represented a huge increase in viewership and excitement at the end of the year. I mean,
yeah,
CJ, this is exactly what you want when you are when you're a TV executive and you're trying to figure out what game you want to highlight, because it feels like right now, and with the Indianapolis coach and how it's all figured out there, and Daniel Jones tearing his Achilles up for the Indianapolis coach, the AFC now represents so much hope and promise for so many teams that it's now becoming must-watch TV now on a week. Going forward, it's must-watch TV on a weekly basis.
And I think that's true for both conferences.
But not in the NBA.
Well, that's a whole different.
Not in the NHL.
When you play 82 games, it's hard.
Not in Major League Baseball.
When you play 962 games, it's hard to keep that level of interest and intensity over the course. The National Football League just have a natural advantage because every game is significant. And what the league did, to your point, is they've made the most significant, the most interesting games happen right at the tail end. It reaches this crescendo before the playoff starts. And
I like that word, crescendo. That's a band word.
You were in the band, man.
I was in the band.
You were in the band and on the football team in high school.
I was in the marching band. I was in a marching band. I was in a concert band.
You were the only, I think, and I don't know that this to be true, but if anyone knows of anyone out there, please do share. I think you were the only high school player of note, right? Being as good as you were and as recognizable as you were, never went into the locker room at halftime. In your uniform, you played the tuba.
That's not.
Yes, it is, bro.
That's not hot.
There's video of it.
That's not hot.
You played the tuba in your uniform.
Baritone saxophone.
You played the tuba.
And I played freshman football, and I played in the marching band. Man, why did I do this, man? Why? See, this I thought you said truce.
I said truce, but that doesn't mean not truth. I'm telling the truth.
I played freshman football, and then I played in the marching band on the varsity game at night.
Like, did they give you one of them coats to wear? Did you like put it over your shoulder? He was already the biggest kid in the band.
You know, we had those band hats, the top hats, and band
Did you take the
uniform.
helmet off and put, like, seriously,
No, man, listen, dog.
I'm giving you props, man, because
the game was over. Like my freshman games were over like at 5 o'clock.
You were like
the varsity game didn't start till 7.
You did this all 4 years through high school. What are you
No,
talking
I did.
about?
Nah, just
Anyway,
my
man.
year.
Anyway, look, bro. Yeah. So, the National Football League just has a natural advantage there, right? And which makes it America's game. That's why the game is so popular in this country, I think, because there are no days off in the league. They all count. And when you look at this season, no, it's in what you just explained the league did. I think it actually intensifies or increases the intensity of the season right at the end, when it's all again coming to a, what's the word I used?
Crescendo. It's a band word.
That's a band word. We got our band guy here who was blowing the tuba.
Don't do that ever again. Do it again. Do it again. What was I doing? What was that? You were doing. That's what you were doing.
Stop, man. Stop. Don't go any further, man.
You were doing
Let
that.
it go.
I wasn't doing that. I was doing this. I was doing this. You were doing that. No, you were doing that in high school. You were doing that in high school.
Anyway, man. Anyway, bro.
I'm gonna call you Trombone Shorty from now on.
Man, we said we weren't gonna do this, man. Anyway, man, I got the Broncos finishing the season 13-4. Due to what's left on that schedule, as we just pointed out.
Man, if we can go 500 the last 4 games, that's a hell of a deal.
But here's the problem. It places you second in the conference.
It's okay. Long as listen, if we have to go to New England to play a championship game, which I don't believe it's going to happen. I don't believe that the Patriots are quite ready to get to the AFC championship game. We're more ready than they are because our defense travels. The coach, it's the culture out of it, right? I'm thinking about the AFC and making the AFC East, and I don't see the Buffalo Bills. If there's a chance for the Bills to match up with the Patriots in the postseason, I got the Bills.
Okay, so
I got the Bills against both of these teams in a playoff scenario.
I think it's hard to let sort of old habits go, and for us as football fans, we are like habitually aligned with what yesterday was the past. There was no expectation that we would be we thought coming into the season we'd be talking about Buffalo finishing second in that division. They were a cakewalk to win that division. They are now 2 games behind the New England Patriots. We thought coming into this season that the Kansas City Chiefs was going to once again bump their head on division championship number 10 or 11 in a row.
Nobody knew that Travis Kelce was going to call it in, but and say that he's done. I'm getting married and I'm retiring. I mean, Travis Kelce, man, I told you he was making business decisions at the beginning of the year.
Well,
and these drops and the sluggishness that in which he plays with is a characteristic for an aging player, which I believe that he is.
Yeah, but I
don't think he's anything less than a Hall of Fame player. I want to say that
he's one of the great. He's arguably the greatest. You can make the case that he's the greatest tight end ever play. But
I can make the case that he's not. But sure. I would say that he is probably the best pass catching tight end that's played in the NFL. I'm looking at, you have to be part of the run game and the pass game to be the greatest.
Well,
and my man Shannon Sharp blocked for a 2,000-yard rusher in Baltimore and here in Denver. So I'm partial to Shannon Sharp.
Well, but, I am too. But
okay,
that doesn't change the fact.
I'll also say that when you have as many drops as Travis Kelce has had in a year, when you are playing for a chance to advance, it's not like Patrick Mahomes is playing bad. And we're talking about this AFC championship. It's just that the players around him, they really fucking stink. I mean, they really fucking
Worthy
stink.
has been a disappointment this year.
Listen, man, that team,
the big receiver.
And I'll tell you, I'll also throw this as a caveat, okay? The players around him really fucking stink. And on top of that, Andy Reid has lost something on his fastball as a play caller.
Listen.
I'm telling you, man.
You said his teammates really effing stink 3 times.
They really fucking stink. They really. I mean, this guy, Patrick Mahomes. I don't think there's a franchise that you could give up. I don't think there's a franchise in the NFL that wouldn't give up their starting quarterback and 3 first-round draft picks for Patrick Mahomes. Maybe the Buffalo Bills wouldn't, but they may be the only team.
That's saying, listen, that's a
your
good
starting
debate.
quarterback, and I'll give you 3 years
of
first-round draft picks. Maybe the Buffalo Bills is the only team that wouldn't do that.
No, you better.
You think Baltimore would do that?
No, I don't think Baltimore would do that.
You think Dallas would do that?
Maybe Dallas. And here's the difference.
I mean, I just think that guy is that good, man. He's that good. He's so solid. He's such a great teammate.
The best quarterback of our sort of this generation, to be sure.
Tom Brady.
Arguably the best. You can when Patrick Mahomes is done, you may be able to make the case that he's the greatest to ever do it. But here's the problem. If you're not ready to win, if you're not a Patrick Mahomes away from winning a Super Bowl, then you don't do it. Dallas, with those perimeter players and that running back playing the way that he's playing, they may be. I don't see Lamar does so much to sort of boost the level of play of particularly the perimeter players around him because of his dual threat ability. Listen, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. I think the statement you just made is partially ridiculous, but I'm not going to say it's wholly ridiculous.
CJ, if maybe there are 2 teams, but there's the rest of we're talking about 29 other teams, 28 other teams in the league that would do that trade all day. Patrick Mahomes, you can have my starting quarterback. Maybe would the Bengals do it?
Maybe. Well, no, I don't think the Bengals.
See what I'm saying? So if
I don't think the Bengals would do it.
If you think about it, he's that transformative,
no question,
as a quarterback, where you start thinking, this guy, plus his demeanor, his
who wouldn't do it?
Who?
The teams who are at the very bottom. Cleveland Browns wouldn't do it.
What?
Why would the Cleveland Browns do that?
Trade for Patrick Mahomes?
So he'll make a 3-win team, a 7-win team? What's the point? And you give away and you mortgage your future?
No. Okay, man. You don't understand football. We want to talk about tennis?
Football, man.
You want to talk about tennis?
Why the hell would I want to talk about tennis? I know what I'm talking about.
You don't know shit about tennis either.
Bro, you're the one who said, who was the quarterback, the pirate that the Broncos drafted in the first round a few years ago, and you said he was going to be the heir apparent to John Elway? Who was it? Why you got that stupid looking grin on your face? Tell me what. You know nothing about what you're talking about. Can I get back to my prediction? Who was the quarterback, man? Who was it?
I mean, Paxton Lynch.
Paxton Lynch. You said Paxton Lynch was.
Damn, James. You don't have that kind of memory. Oh, man, I went all in on Paxton Lynch,
man. I'll never forget when he got drafted, man. You was doing touchdown dances.
Oh, Paxton, man.
Unbelievable. Anyway, here's the problem for the Broncos with winning 2 of their last 4. I got the New England Patriots winning 3 of their last 4. Now, before the season started, you look at the last 4 games. If we looked at the last 4 games before the season started.
Get us out of the situation where we play the Bills.
Here we go right here. Speaking of the Bills.
Yeah.
That's next up.
Get us out of the situation where we have to play the Bills in the playoffs.
Look, man, you so 80s. Here's what's next up. We got Buffalo. This is for New England. Because this isn't Buffalo.
That big ass Jerry curl in the 80s.
I never had a Jerry curl.
Yes, you did.
Bro, I never had a Jerry curl.
Yes, you did.
Bro.
You don't dye your hair either.
I always had. I don't dye my hair, and I never had a Jerry curl. I always had a tight fade, bro. So there you go, Black. That's my dog right there. blowing on that trombone.
Hey, man, look at this.
That's
Look
a tuba.
What is that, man? You
That's
guys
you,
are
man.
photoshopping shit in there now?
No, that's an actual
Hey,
picture.
man, I didn't play the
Jones
damn tuba.
High School, 1986, bro.
That
That's
is
exactly.
not, man. I played the saxophone.
You ain't
CJ
play no
played the
damn.
trombone. Do it again, CJ.
That was you, bro. That was you, dog. You was...
No, that's you. Is that a Trump dance?
I don't know what. Damn, bro. Damn. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Do that dance again.
No, I'm not doing that. No. Anyway, with Buffalo up next, you look at this schedule, the Bills and the Ravens, both I think are teams that are leaking oil. This is just working out for New England. They are leaking oil right now. I don't know. They're just not as good as they were a year ago, 2 years ago.
New England?
No, Buffalo and Baltimore.
Who's not as good? Who's not? You said New England's not as good.
Slow down, Snoop. I said this is what's left for New England. Buffalo and Baltimore. The Ravens and the Bills aren't as good as they used to be. Both of those franchises are leaking oil right now. And when you look at the bottom of that 4-game schedule, you got two of the worst teams, in my opinion, in the National Football League. That's what New England has facing them right now. They've already beaten Buffalo and Baltimore. They're on the road at Baltimore, so that can be a tricky one. I see them winning 3 of the last 4 games here. That puts them at 14-3.
They could be 12-5 as well. No, they can't. They have two losses. They have 2 losses. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Well, I can see them losing 2 more games like the Broncos.
You need my calculator?
So they can be 13-4 as well.
Of course, they could be 13-4, but it's my prediction.
Thank you to the screen. People
it's
on
my
the screen
prediction.
Putting up the 13-4.
I think they end the season 14-3, and I think that now to your point, it's not like, assuming both advance to an AFC Championship game.
Man, why does it look like you doing a PBS special dressed like that and shit?
Dog, you know what, man?
What is that, man? You feel like what's that dude that does that PBS special?
I don't know what dude you're talking about, but I'm kind of.
The guy that has a gray beard, white guy.
Kind of fly though.
You feel fly?
Yeah, I do. Like you people.
What color are those shoes?
Blue suedes, man. They boots, by the way, bro. Boots. You got something to say about my blue suedes?
I have nothing to say.
You don't like my blue suedes?
Huh? I mean,
what?
Why?
What do you mean, why, bro?
Why? I mean, it's a nice day in Denver today.
It's chilly outside, man.
It's not really chilly. It's light sweater day. It's not like a coat jacket day. It's 50 degrees a day in Denver. I mean, I guess if you want to wear, it's not like it's a lot of slushiness going on. So I guess do you pay attention to that before you get dressed, like the weather?
Yeah, I do. I peep the weather, man.
Okay.
And like kind of the conditions, yeah. Because I don't want my blue suedes to get
You
wet.
don't want to play the trombone unless you have to.
I think you need to grow up, man. I think you need to grow up, man. You keep making these references, man.
No, I'm just saying. You got on blue suede shoes. You're kind of rocking the whole blue thing today.
Yeah, I feel blue. I feel a little blue.
Okay.
I feel a little blue.
Okay.
May I continue on?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I think the point was New England's no one's going to be stop. I know because I can see you thinking to say something stupid.
I'm not gonna
just say
anything.
It, man. Just say it.
I'm just saying you're looking blue today. You're looking blue with your dark hair.
That's right. My natural dark hair. What am I supposed to be, blonde?
Next time you see me, I'm gonna have fucking black hair too.
Well, we never see your hair, bro, because you cut your own hair in your kitchen.
I don't cut my hair in my kitchen.
Bald spots all over that mug. Look, I've been telling you for 20 years, Black, stop the kitchen cuts, man.
No, man, I do a good job.
You can go over to holler at Rory. You can go holler at my man DeLon, my E. I mean, there's so many great barbers in the metro.
Yes, I'm a fan of great barbers.
Why don't you? Because I'm telling you,
man, they charge $50, man.
Look, man, you get a discount, but man, you come in here with them. You come in with them stupid hats. That's always a size too small. You always have some 3/4 zip, damn turtleneck. I don't know what it is, man. Some I don't know, and I don't know what them. Put your shoes. Put them up.
Hey, man,
bro.
Stop.
What you got on
Stop.
some
Okay,
water
stop.
moccasins? See, I wasn't gonna say anything. You got your tube socks up,
Hey man,
like you in a third grade, waiting to go out to
stop, man.
recess.
Stop, man. Stop, man. I'm
Look,
just
let's move
saying.
on, man.
I'm
Let's
just
move
saying,
on, bro.
dog.
Moving
I
on,
just
bro.
said you look like the dude from the PBS, and now you get all personal and shit.
It ain't personal. It's never personal, man. It's
All
never
right,
personal.
man. So you got the Patriots going
14-3,
and you got the Broncos going
13-4.
Okay.
Okay.
We're in the playoffs, right? As long as the Broncos are in the playoffs, that's all that matters. We have a defense. We get a first. If we get a first game at home, I'm good with that. And then our defense should travel.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's a good analysis.
That's the way I look at football.
And you better
give me one game at home to knock off the rust. Like, give me one game at home to knock off the rust, and then your defense travels.
Defense travels. Here's a question for you. Look at it through this lens. Of the top 4 or 5 teams in the AFC, whose quarterback strikes the most fear in you as you project forward in the playoffs?
In the AFC or
AFC?
In the AFC, without a doubt, the best quarterback in football is Patrick Mahomes. He's not. I don't know if he's makes it to the playoffs.
Right.
So that leaves Josh McDaniel, Josh Allen,
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, and then in order, it goes Josh Allen, and let's hope that Lamar Jackson doesn't make it.
Okay.
And those are my top 2.
Okay.
Hey, that loss of the quarterback out there in Indianapolis, Daniel Jones, losing him to an Achilles injury, that changes everything.
Well, I don't think so. I think that ship was beginning to sink before he blew his Achilles.
I'm telling you, man, CJ, Shane Steichen as a head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, as a play caller, is a cold-blooded dude. That dude is cold-blooded. Okay, I would not want to be against that guy on 3rd down and 1, 3rd down and 2, 4th down and 1, 4th down and 2 with the game on the line. He's got a call for you. So does by the way, so does Sean Payton. Sean Payton has a call for you, and Shane Steichen has a call for you. So I don't want to see those kind of.
Now you be throwing stuff. You give it up like a freshman on Fair and Field, man.
No, man, I'm telling you. Listen, man. There's some.
Everybody's great. Shane
they're not.
Great.
No, they're not. No, they're not. And I think this is why I tell you that Andy Reid's lost some on his fastball, because it looks predictable about what he's gonna call. The things that he used to call when he was, it just happens where your shit gets stale.
Well, listen, I
think it's getting stale in Pittsburgh. And I think Mike Tomlin could be, you have James Harrison and Ben Roethlisberger talking about it's time for him to go, and these are players that played for you.
That might be the case, man.
It seems that the fan base can accept that a player gets old, but it really can't accept when a coach gets old. And I think right now we're seeing some coaches get old right in front of our face, and we see some coaches that are innovative, that are changing the game. And I believe that Shane Steichen is one of those coaches that's changing the game.
Ben Johnson, perhaps you might make the case for Ben Johnson. But here's the reality, Al. Listen, nothing is forever. And when you look at Kansas City and Pittsburgh, the biggest challenge they have this year is that their defenses aren't as dominant as they've been in the past. Chris Jones is not the Chris Jones that's dominated on the defensive side, that made that engine go for Spagnuolo and that Chiefs defense. Same in Pittsburgh.
It don't use
Watt
the show.
He's not.
JT Watt.
Yes.
TJ Watt. Let me tell you why it doesn't look the same. You don't have a fucking lead. When you don't have a lead, those great players can't show up and show out.
Well, look, man, I've seen JT Watt himself change games. TJ Watt. Yeah, me saying JT. TJ Watt. I've seen him flip games himself with a strip sack or a big play.
You got to have a 3rd down that matters.
But you're not getting it anymore from those defenses. They're just not as dominant.
I'm just going to tell you this, okay?
And so therefore, hold on, let me finish this point. And so therefore, you're right, those coaches, it's always really been more for me, 75% Jimmy's and Joe's, 25% X's and O's.
I don't believe that.
Absolutely.
I think it's more like
Absolutely.
I think it's more coaching 40%, players 60. I think it's closer to that, not 25, 75.
75, 25.
No, man.
You just said put Patrick Mahomes on any team
and you got a 60% chance to win games.
That's a majority Jimmy and Joe.
Yeah, majority. But I'm telling you, the 40% from the coaching is not insignificant. It's not insignificant.
So you think the head coach at Kansas City all of a sudden forgot how to coach?
I'm telling you that watching the game plans, it's not elite. It's not special.
You know why? Because Travis Kelce is dropping passes. You know why? Because Xavier Worthy is hurt half the season. You know why? Because they're not getting the same production out of Pacheco, and their offensive line is beaten up. That's why. It's not because.
Well, then get more creative. You know, like you don't hear that shit out of the Bears. You don't hear that shit out of.
That's been the Bears' problem for generations.
No, I'm just saying right now with Ben Johnson, he's dialing up shit that nobody is thinking about on 3rd down and 2 and 3rd down and 3. You know, when you were looking at Josh McDaniels out there in New England, he's giving you a plethora of plays that is not in the normal context of how to call offense. He knows how to block your best player. He knows how to take advantage of your weakest defender. I mean, I'm just telling you that this is not by accident. Excellence in coaching shows up, and this time of year, in this last month, is going to really show up.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. And I think you're right. I think there's a difference in coaching, which accounts for about 25 to 35%.
No, man, it's like 40%. I'm telling you, man, it's like 40%, man. I'm not going to say it's 50-50, but I'm telling you, coaching matters, man. Coaching matters.
And Andy Reid forgot how to coach.
No, I didn't say he forgot how to coach. I said that, you become less risk adverse the older you get.
Your old coach forgot how to coach. Mike Shanahan when he left Denver, huh?
I know he did not, because
what happened?
I think what happened. I think what happened.
What do you mean you think what happened?
I think.
Be more certain.
What happened with Coach Shanahan is ownership and mismanagement from the top down rather than at the coaching position, and so I just think the world of the guy as a coach and an innovator. But there are principles.
Me too.
There are principles from Coach Shanahan that he takes everywhere that he goes going forward, and that's to run the ball first. And none of these other coaches that you're talking about has that mentality, except Ben Johnson with the Bears. All the other coaches believe they can win it in the air.
Who was the greatest coach you think to ever coach at the professional football level?
Oh, wow.
Belichick?
I would probably say the greatest coach to ever coach at the professional level is Bill Walsh.
Okay.
I would say Bill Walsh.
All right. And I don't. Bill Walsh left, and it George Seifert who came in after Bill Walsh,
and won another championship with that same cast of players
with a bunch of Hall of Famers on that team.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this about Bill Belichick: did he forget to coach when Tom Brady left and went to Tampa Bay?
That's a good question.
No, it's not a good. Of course, it's a great question, but the answer is pretty simple. No, he didn't forget how to coach. He was the same coach. He didn't have the same player.
Bro. What you're saying really doesn't jive right now, because what you're saying is that Daniel Jones, okay, who was at the Giants, okay, couldn't play. He goes to Indianapolis, he can play. You're saying Mac Jones, who was over with the Patriots, couldn't play, even though you drafted him in the first round, couldn't play, and now he's a reserve quarterback in the NFL, and he couldn't play. But I can't wait to see what Mac Jones looked like when he resurfaces. All I'm telling you is that there's a correlation between Tom Brady and championships. Okay,
of course.
Okay. Because without Tom Brady, how do you look as a play caller?
Look pretty not very great.
Okay. Well,
until you get another hell of a quarterback, which is what they have now.
Who said that, Mac Jones couldn't have looked that way with with Josh McDaniels, and
Well, Josh was his OC.
not last year.
When he was there, who was his offensive coordinator?
I don't believe he was there
It
last
was
year.
McDaniels.
Not last year, because I know Vrabel brought him
He wasn't
in.
there last year. Drake May was there last year.
Yeah, well, Drake May. Yeah,
We're talking about Josh. We're talking about
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it 2 years ago? 3
yeah,
years
yeah.
ago. 3 years.
When Matt Jones was the
I don't
quarterback.
believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he was there with Josh McDaniels.
Look, man, you have what happens with a lot of quarterbacks. I think is what you see with Matt Jones.
What was this conversation about?
About Jimmys and Joes versus X's and O's.
And I'm telling you right now, the greatest minds in football.
You forget what the conversation was about in the middle of the conversation?
Listen, the greatest minds in football are in, I think, in New England and in Denver. No longer in Kansas City.
He just forgot how to be great.
No, I think this is also on Spagnuolo too.
He forgot how to be great.
I'm telling you, once you've been studied and figured out, it's hard to change your DNA.
So let me get this right.
He's been studied and figured out.
So this guy,
I guarantee you, the Kansas City Chiefs is the most studied team in the NFL over the last 5 years. Guaranteed.
So for 10 years, they've dominated.
Yeah,
and it took 11 for the league to finally figure them out. Or are those players not the same as they were?
Well, they didn't win a Super Bowl last year,
7
CJ.
years ago. They were still dominant.
Okay, but
they went to the Super Bowl. Come on, man.
Well, going and winning 2 separate deals.
Can I talk about something else with you?
No, I'm just telling. I just want to make this point really clear. Okay, going to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl are 2 separate deals.
I get that.
Okay, and I'm telling you, when you've been in the championship game for as many years as the Chiefs have been in the championship game, they're the most studied team in football.
Yes,
it's almost double the effort to come up with exciting plays that generate offense the way that Andy Reid used to do it when he first got there with Tyreek Hill and with Patrick Mahomes. Because you've seen all of these iterations of these plays, you know what to expect, you know what to prepare for. You got to come with a brand new offensive scheme. And once again, the only one that really makes sense of the teams that are winning right now, that if they get an equal playing ground, I think it's the Bears, because they believe in running the football. The Broncos don't believe in running the football. The Bills actually do a good job of running the football. So the Bills run the football effectively. It's not how they built the offense. Okay. The Ravens run the football effectively. Okay. And then you start looking at the rest of the teams, man, in the NFL, man, like, Josh Jacobs is out there in Green Bay, and I think he's doing a good job. But the teams that can run the football, okay, at will, those are the teams to be worried about in the playoffs.
And they're not very many.
And the Broncos are not one of them. That's why I don't have them winning the Super Bowl.
Do you have them winning the AFC? You have them getting to the Super Bowl?
I don't believe they're going to win the AFC. I don't believe they can, because that's just not their DNA, and they don't believe it. They don't believe it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When the head coach doesn't call plays for the running game in high frequency, it's because he believes the best way to score is with the quarterback's arm, and control the game is with the quarterback's arm. So I don't believe that in a pinch. I had this stat when I was playing football, and you could always tell who a quarterback, who the offensive coordinator was on third and 3 and plus territory. Okay, I want you to think about this. 3rd and 3 and plus territory.
Do you run or do you pass?
Do you run or do you pass? And the teams that will run the ball 30% or more on 3rd down and 3 and plus territory believe that they can get 4 yards on 2 running plays. Because you end up invariably, maybe it's 4th down and 1 if you don't get it. Okay. And if it's 4th down and 1, well, we can certainly get 2. So why not run it again? So those teams, there are not a lot of those teams that will run the ball on 3rd down and 3.
Which I think is a mistake.
I do too.
But teams aren't built that way.
But I'm telling you, 3rd down and 3 for NFL teams are passing down.
Yes.
So when you look at 3rd down and 3 at a team that'll run it 30% of the time, they're telling you right now, and plus 50 territory. So we're talking about this may happen in the course of a year 12 times. And you look at that way that the offensive coordinator called a play, that's who they are.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Now, that's the one thing you said in this argument that actually makes sense. Totally agree. You get a feel for the personality of a team or what the team believe they are on 3rd and 3.
That's right.
In plus territory.
In plus territory.
Absolutely right.
It's probably the biggest stat. And my old defensive coordinator, Ron Lynn, used to talk about that stat all the time with the Cincinnati Bengals. One of very few things that I took from there. That stat has held up better than any stat that will exist for me in offensive football and the play caller mentality.
Okay, so we have
Sean Payton. I can guarantee you on 3rd down and 3, I bet you Sean Payton is more. If you look at the career of 3rd down and 3, and I don't know how to do this, but if you go back and look at Sean Payton 3rd down and 3 plus
Okay, the Jimmys and Joes, man.
He's had some great running backs.
Can I talk about something else, man? Because you've by the way, you didn't give your prediction. I got the Broncos 13-4, winning 2 of their last 4, and I have the New England Patriots at 14-3.
You're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like this. I got the Broncos winning 1 game coming down the stretch.
Wow. Wait a minute. Which one? Can we get that schedule back up? The Broncos' last 4 games. Home against Green Bay. Did they win that one?
No.
Wow. Okay. What do we have? Home against Jacksonville.
That's the game that I have them winning.
Okay. At Kansas City.
I have that as a loss.
And then home against the
Chargers,
which again, for the Chargers, that could be.
I have that as a loss.
That's interesting. So you got the Broncos finishing at 12-5,
and which gives them a chance to have a home playoff game, and that defense travels.
If you have the Broncos finishing at 12-5 and losing to Jacksonville could
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
second.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Long as the Broncos get 1 home game to get their feet wet, to get their playoff stride rolling.
Oh, so you're saying this isn't a forget about the Super Bowl. This
the
team
bye. Yeah, I don't believe they're ready. I don't believe that.
Right.
I've been saying that shit since the beginning of the year, like they need 1 more year.
Yeah, but they're 11-2 with 4 games left, bro.
I understand that. I'm just telling you. But I also said they're just not ready yet. They haven't had their heart broken quite enough yet. That's what I said from the beginning of the year. I'm not fucking backing down.
But that's one of those old just throwaway cliches.
Okay,
man. They haven't had their heart broken.
How do you equate this then? How do you equate all of my football knowledge to I don't know what I'm talking about? I'm telling you that
I know a lot of guys who played a lot of football who don't know what the hell they're talking about.
I'm telling you that in this business to win a championship, first of all, the Broncos are built right because the money is already taken care of. The front office does a great job of taking care of the money. There's not a whole lot of talk about, hey, this guy needs this contract or that guy. Like the Broncos don't deal with that.
So let's get back to the heartbreak.
So the heartbreak is grinding, and they may need 1 more playmaker at wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like they may need 1 more playmaker at wide receiver. They may need 1 more running back who's down for it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that'll happen, you know, and that's what I see. I'm not telling you they don't have great playmakers or guys that will compete. I'm telling you that you get to a point where you say, man, we just need one more thing. And we're not quite there yet.
But here's the I agree. I don't disagree with that.
You said win a Super Bowl.
Well, let's just get there in order to,
Oh,
because
no.
you got
You
to get there.
said win a Super Bowl, and I told you we're not quite there yet.
Well, who's there?
Who's there?
Based on Big Al's heartbreaking criteria, who's there?
If Kansas City gets in, they're in. If
Bills,
if the
Kansas
Bills,
City has a losing record right now.
They do. If they get in,
that's not a very good.
If they get in,
team.
I guarantee you nobody wants to play them.
Nobody probably is likely not to have to play them.
Okay, well, if they get in, Buffalo, nobody wants to play Buffalo.
But you keep talking about who no one wants to play. I'm saying, who's your team? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Who fits your criteria?
The Rams. I think the Rams are a lock to win the Super Bowl.
Who are they going to beat in the Super Bowl?
I think they'll beat a Bills team.
Wow, you just going chalk, man.
Chalk?
Yeah, you just going
chalk. Would be the Patriots.
No, it's
they would be.
Old habits.
Or it would be the Broncos.
It's the Bills. It's no.
Listen, man, Matthew Stafford is playing football at another level right now.
He's better now, I think, than he's ever
Listen,
been.
man, Matthew Stafford.
I agree with that.
And that team out there with the Rams are playing. And listen, they may have 3 teams in the playoffs. I mean, you're talking about the Seattle Seahawks being in the playoffs and the 49ers.
That's the sleeper team now.
Who?
The Seahawks. That's the sleeper team.
I tell you what, that dude is. Sam Darnold is playing some damn football out there.
He's a football playing what?
He's a football playing Jesse.
That's a football playing Jesse. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Let me tell you, but I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If you beat the Rams I know they had a bad loss a couple weeks ago, but if you beat the Rams in the playoffs, you got to bring a hell of a game plan. Detroit beat them last year, and that was a shootout of a game, man. If you beat the Rams this year, you're gonna have your A+ game.
It's funny because the Rams and the Lions play this upcoming. CU Bust is hired, man. When you talk about innovation and young offensive minds, this kid, I shouldn't call him a kid, young man. I think he's in his mid-30s. Brennan Marion, head coach at Sac State, but he's been well-traveled, UNLV, University of Texas, known for being a premier recruiter, but more than that, known for
Does that mean he's going to get on an airplane to go get a kid?
Well, just as long as they show up and play football for C. I don't know how. Okay. I don't care how he get them.
How do you become a premier recruiter?
Because you recruit great players.
Okay. They come in great or you make them great?
I don't listen. If they turn out great, you'll just take them, right?
Okay, if they turn out, but it's not like this kid's a 5-star. Recruiting greatness means that you go get a 5-star and you bring them in.
You don't want a 5-star?
I love 5 stars.
Okay.
Yeah, I love anything that makes Colorado better.
Okay. What's your point?
I'm just saying you said recruiting superstar. I'm like, what makes him? What makes him a superstar?
Because he recruit great players.
Do they come?
What do you mean? Do they come?
Do they come to the University of Colorado?
Well, if you don't get them to come, then you're not a great recruiter. The point of being a great recruiter is that you get them to come.
And therefore, I ask you: is he on the road going to recruit? Because that's not the DNA of the University of Colorado athletic program.
Well, I don't know. CU now, I think, has 4 or 5 of their 11 or 12 commits. I think 4 or 5 or 6 of them are 4-star. I don't know how they get them. I'm not locked into what the philosophy is. I don't care.
As long as they show up on campus.
Yeah, just show up on campus.
Me too.
That's all that matters. And so this young man, again, there's a lot of fanfare behind this hire. A lot of folks are excited in the college football ranks.
So let's revisit. Okay, let's revisit. Okay, because
you want to revisit, man?
We got to revisit the conversation at the beginning of the year. we got to revisit the conversation that happened last year. Why was it that I could see what was lacking in the coach on the offensive side, but Coach Prime couldn't see it? What was it? What was it? What was it about Coach Pat Shermer that he couldn't see was not an innovative play caller that was the best option for the University of Colorado? Why did we have to go through this past season? Why did we have to suffer through last season as a play caller, even though we had 9 wins last year?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, well, what are you talking about, Alf? We had an NFL quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Who, by the way, we'll get to in a second as
okay,
well.
we have 4 receivers that are playing in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And we couldn't come up with game plans to get us into the college football playoffs. The only teams that end up with a quarterback in the NFL, you got to remember, on average, in the NFL, there are only 5 guys that make the active roster that are drafted as quarterback in the NFL annually. 5 guys, that's it. Okay. I mean, 5 guys. We had one of those guys at the University of Colorado.
Okay.
And 4 starting.
Had a Heisman Trophy winner.
And a Heisman Trophy winner.
Mm-hmm.
And we got 9 wins. And we got thoroughly embarrassed in the bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
How come we had to go through last season with the shit we had at offensive coordinator?
Because we didn't have a great offensive coordinator.
Why did we have to go through this season? Couldn't you have seen that it was faulty? Like, why do we have to go through this? Why do we have to get through? All right, man. Let's move on.
What was that all about, man? You just like, it's like
because I told you that it was like faulty offensive coordinator last year.
I feel like I just watched you go through labor pains, man, and this was like,
because you get to a point where it's just fatigue. It's fatigue. You keep on saying, listen, that doesn't work, or that doesn't work. Why is Shedeur holding the ball last year? Why is he taking so many sacks? Halfway through his second year when Shermer took over.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you just get it all off.
No, I'm just saying, like,
just pull up all the old hits and just go.
Okay, the old hits. I'm telling you.
I bring up a new innovative offensive coordinator that's decided to come to Colorado.
So I'm saying, why didn't you seek him out? Why didn't you seek him out before the start of this season? Why did you have to drag on?
I don't know. Why did the Broncos lose to Jacksonville in the years before they won? I mean, you keep asking me why didn't they do it before? They didn't, man. I don't know why. This, I guess. Do you know the answer why? I don't know. What's the point of bringing up why they didn't do something? I'm talking about what they just did this year. And I'm talking about
we shouldn't have went into this year with the same coaching staff. We shouldn't have. We shouldn't have.
Okay.
I know you may say this is revisionist history, not that the season's over, but I was saying it last year. I was saying it last year when we had this plethora of talent. I was saying, like, this talent is not being used properly.
I think
it's just I'm frustrated about our decisions that we've made.
I'm going to ask
offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator.
I'm going to ask you to get over your frustration.
Okay, I'm done.
The season's behind us.
It's over.
I'm projecting forward. Now, what I will say in hindsight, the only thing I would say is, given this guy, check this new go-go offense. It's a real innovative offense. The guy has done an amazing job. You don't think it was a
problem at all? That's a problem. You don't think it was a problem at all?
No, clearly it was a problem. But I'm not going to bellyache about it on December 9th or 10th, whatever it is. I'm not going to act like a little schoolgirl just crying about it because it happened. I got it. And you cried about it a lot on this show. Like, if you just want to cry, man, just
cried
cry.
About it on radio.
Well, just cry. Just keep crying. Okay. I don't want to. It's fine, right, bro. But I bring up this new young, innovative coordinator, man, and all you want to do is keep crying.
No, I'm just saying, dog. I'm just like,
here's the one thing. Just shut up for a second, man.
You shut up.
Here's the one thing I would say.
Why don't you just shut up so we can just shut up? This is a shut up podcast where nobody talks.
I wish. I think to your own, the only merit I would give to your point, I think this coordinator would have been an incredible coordinator given what he does offensively for Caden Salters. And I do think this season would have been wholly different.
Yes.
If
I mean,
Brennan
BYU was playing in
Marion,
BYU was playing
see now you
in the
there you go, there
Pac-12.
you go
I mean, the
crying
Big
again.
12 championship game. BYU, a talentless team.
No, they're not a talentless
They're a
team.
talentless
That is
team.
ridiculous.
That team
Is
is a
ridiculous.
well-coached team. That team is a well-coached team that does not have the talent base that we have. We should have ran circles around that team. I mean, we should have ran circles around that team. And you get to the end of the year and you look at these teams, you go back and look at them and say, we had more talent. That team. And you know what? They outcoached us. That's the bottom line. We shouldn't have lost to BYU. That's not a very talented team. Not a very talented team at all. And we were playing against a freshman quarterback who was making a start after 4 or 5 games after playing high school ball. You shouldn't have lost to that team. Sorry, man. That team does not have a lot of talent. Sorry. They're a well-coached team, but you should not have lost to that team.
You done? You done? I mean, you gonna just keep playing the same old record over and over again every show? I mean, damn. What do you want, man? What do you want me to say?
I want you to say, you're right, Alfred. We did not have a great coaching staff. I want you to say that.
You're right, Alfred. We did not have a great coaching staff.
Why did I recognize that before the current head coach of the team, before
Alfred?
Deion Primetime Sanders? Why did I have to recognize that before him?
Well, look, man, before you injure yourself, patting yourself on the back for recognizing that we didn't have a great offensive coordinator, I think that was pretty universally felt. It was what people were saying prior to the season. Now, why Coach Prime didn't make a move earlier? It could be for any number of reasons. Perhaps we can get him on the show, man, and we can ask him that question. But that's besides the point. Like, you can't answer that question, nor can I. You can keep bitching and moaning about it every show, or we can, with the exciting news that we have and the promise of a outstanding young quarterback.
I don't even know if he's going to stay.
What?
You heard me.
What?
I don't know if he's going to stay. There's a lot of money out there, man. There's a lot of money. A lot of money out there. I don't know if he's going to stay. I don't even know if our top 5 players that we have on the team are going to be here next year. I don't know.
Hey, man, let's move on to something else.
We got to wait and see.
Look, I can see right now we can't have a productive conversation about the University of Colorado's
last year's coaching debacle. I don't know
season,
if I was a player on this team, I'd be looking for a way out and more money. Why would you stick around after that?
Are you suggesting that the players who may be listening to the show should just go? Are you encouraging them to go?
I'm encouraging all of these dudes, go get your paper. Go get your paper, man.
Okay.
This is.
Well, why don't you just take out a full-page ad in one of the local papers? How about the Boulder Daily Camera and say, hey, if you play for the University of Colorado,
that is not what I'm saying.
Well, what the hell are you saying?
I'm saying this to all college student athletes right now.
No, okay? you said
go get your paper, man. And then if I was here and I was in question about whether or not I was going to return, and there was a better offer from a school with more established continuity, I would go. I'm telling you right now, in today's environment, I would go.
Wow.
I would go. There's no hey.
I hear you, man.
You know, and you know what? We're going to open up the portal, and don't be surprised if we see somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 kids end up at the University of Colorado that were not here last year. And after already going through this process, that seems like a huge turnover, but we'll see. I mean, it was such a dysfunctional year this year.
Look, here's what I'd say. The point of me bringing up Brennan Marion, we still hadn't talked about this coordinator, who I think brings so much promise with his innovative approach to offensive football.
Your positive attitude.
Maybe we can get to that on a different day, because right now my partner is just he's inconsolable. I mean, he's just, every time I mention it, he's asking, he's telling players to leave.
I'm not telling players to leave. I'm telling
you just said, listen, man,
I'm telling you, if there is $50,000 more and a more stable coaching environment, I will be gone.
Okay. All right. Can we talk about
I love that money. I love the fact that we talk about college players and money. I love that.
Mm,
Love the whole theme.
okay.
College players getting paid. I love that whole theme.
Here's my message, right? If you're a CU buff and you see the promise of do your homework and you see the promise of this new offensive coordinator who's had nothing but success, extremely successful offenses, run the hell out of the ball, a splash play guy with this new innovative offense. And if that does anything for you in terms of just being excited about the future of this program, then I say lock in and commit to what the commitment that you made. That's my message to counter
What
the
commitment?
leave,
What are
to
you
counter
talking
the
about?
leave message that you just heard
Commitment.
from this
We're
guy
not talking
right
about
here.
no
And
commitment
so
no more,
with that,
man.
man, let's talk about money in college football. Let's talk about this bowl
Half of our
season
team
situation.
didn't even start here at the university. What are you talking about commitment? Don't do that, man. We're done with that. You just said that those days are over. We had this conversation last week. Those days are done. And there's no the nostalgia of commitment and
Okay, well let me amend.
unifying voice
That's fine.
about
That's
what
fine.
this is,
Let me
or
amend.
singing a fight song.
Let me amend my comment then to add to what I just said. If you're a player out there who's a hell of a player, and you might look at Colorado and say, hey, I love what they're doing over there. I like the move that they made with this young, very innovative. Come on to Colorado.
Yeah.
Get the
I
transfer
like that.
portal
I
and
like
come on to
that.
Colorado.
I like that better.
So it could be a two-way thing, right?
Yes,
I want
yes,
all of our
yes.
players to leave, and I want
listen,
great players to come in.
No, that's not what I said. I said if I was one of those kids, and I'm just being honest about this, if I was one of those kids and there was an opportunity for me to find a more stable situation where I could excel and the offensive or defensive philosophy was good for me and it was just a 50,000. I say that like it's not a lot of money. $50,000 difference in pay, I'm gone.
Listen, you had your chance. Oklahoma State offered you a
No.
bag. Texas offered you a bag.
No.
University of Houston offered you a bag. Oklahoma offered you a bag.
Hey.
All these teams offered you a bag, and you were coming to a program that was second, third fiddle in the Big 8 conference, and you still came. Why didn't you just take the money and go there?
Because it was a principle-based decision.
Well, how come these kids don't have the benefit of being principally based?
Well, what are you basing your principality on?
Can we talk about something else?
Go ahead. Let's go.
Because you done kind of pissed me off, man. You over here belly act. I mean, just whining,
black
man.
Hair.
Like a little what?
CJ Black Hair.
College playoffs, man. Did you have any problem with what went down?
No.
Notre Dame out.
Oh yeah, that should have. Yeah. Hey, look, if you bold enough to go into a postseason situation without an affiliation with the conference, you're out.
You just don't like Notre Dame.
No, that's not it at all. I'm just saying, like, who are you to say and you just get to pick and choose your teams as you see fit on a calendar? Nah, man, nah. So if it was up to me, Notre Dame would have to join a conference and compete in the conference, and Notre Dame chooses not to do that in football. But in basketball and all the other sports, they'll do it.
They're in the ACC.
Okay? But in football, we're big enough to do this on our own. We're Notre Dame.
Well, look,
you know
what? Every year there's teams that are going to be snubbed.
You know what? You Notre Dame, to hell with you then.
Okay.
To hell with you.
I don't have a problem
I don't have a problem with that at all.
But I don't even think that's the big story of.
And they lost to Miami head-to-head. So what are we talking about?
They did.
But
I don't even think that's the big story.
Now, the playoffs?
Now that's a 3-loss. They've lost 3 games. Now, granted, they made it to the SEC championship game, and they got their asses handed to them.
Yeah, if they don't play in the SEC championship game, they don't have 2 losses. They don't have 3 losses. They have 2.
And do they? every team in the SEC is, which is not true. And I think it's a very top-heavy conference. Great teams to be sure, but it's not. You're not talking about every week it being a dogfight the way the narrative is written about the SEC. So I'm just
You have Georgia that's playing in the playoffs. Okay, let's talk about who's out. No, let's talk about who's in. Let's do Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay, you got Ole Miss. You have Alabama.
Who I don't think should be in there, but go ahead.
Okay, is that three? That's three. Who's the fourth? Is there a fourth team?
I don't think so.
That conference probably should have, like, if you would have told me.
Wait a minute, no, you got A&M, right?
A&M, Texas A&M, So 4 teams, Texas A&M. A&M was undefeated going into that last game, and they would have been a representative of the SEC in the championship. So you have 4 teams, and this is not including Texas.
Yeah,
right?
it shouldn't include Texas. Yeah, it shouldn't include Texas.
Okay.
All right. See, again, that's that reputation stuff that I'm talking
about. Once again, we're going to disagree about this. The SEC represents the finest in football right now. I'm not telling you they have the best team, but as far as a conference goes, they have the finest conference in all of college football.
They are one of the 2 top conferences in football.
They're the best conference in college football.
Okay. All right. Listen, I won't necessarily argue with
Indiana and Ohio State sit 1 and 2, but we're gonna see. You know, Bane from Batman. I love the anarchy. College football.
Explain the anarchy.
Oh my goodness, man! Look, there are 12 teams that make it to the college football playoffs. If you don't make it, so what? Whatever, dog. I mean, and I knew this was gonna happen, But to see Notre Dame, boo-hoo and drop out, to see Kansas State say, you know what? I'd like to get out of this and be over with. And then to see
not accepting a bowl.
Iowa State at 8-4 saying, never mind, we're done with the season as well. I love it because it goes to show you when you have a playoff system, the only thing that matters are getting to the playoffs. Everything else is nonsense.
But I don't think that's the reason why.
Sure, it is. If you can't win a championship, what are we doing?
We haven't seen teams bow out of bowl games before this year.
You have never seen, I'm going to tell you what you haven't seen. You've never seen a team that was able to play in the 64 in college basketball say, I don't want a chance.
Well, because you're in the tournament. You're in the championship tournament.
And eventually, what I'm telling you is that we may get to 32 teams that are going to be part of the champion. Okay.
16, I think, is the max number. If you go to 32 teams,
if you go to 32, that means you cut out these conference championship games.
No, that means you have to start the beginning of November.
No. All you have to do is cut out the conference championship games, okay? Cut out the conference championship games and then start the playoffs, okay? Then we're right on schedule. It just takes one more week to get from 32 to 16. And then we have what we want. That's the right way to look at it. Let's stop why should number 1 in the Ohio State play against number 2 Indiana? Nobody thought that was cool.
Why not? It's the conference championship game.
What does it determine?
It determines who wins the conference championship.
Why does that matter?
Ask the teams and the universities and the coaches.
No, man, listen, if you have a top ranking.
Don't you get money for that game?
No, man, the money.
You do get money for participating in a conference championship. You're on national TV.
Yeah, listen, CJ, the bottom line is this. This is the bottom line. if you have two teams that are playing for your conference championship, chances are, and you're in these big conferences, these Power Four conferences,
Yep.
these teams are top ranked. Why do you need to knock one down or raise one up? You don't. It's just one more obstacle that, I'll give you an example. Texas A&M, okay? Texas A&M loses to Texas at the end of the season.
Yes.
Okay. Texas A&M is a top 5 team when they lose. Okay. You know what happened last week?
What happened?
Texas A&M didn't play a football game.
Right.
It was essentially a bye week.
Yes.
Leading up to this week's play-in game or playoff game that leads to the next round.
Okay.
So the way that I see this is that A&M did themselves a favor
by not playing in the SEC championship.
Because watch.
So do you think
watch my logic here? Watch my logic here. Okay.
All right.
Let's say Texas A&M plays Georgia in the SEC championship. Okay. They lose the game. They go home as one of the top seeds and plays another game. They don't get to enjoy a week off of playing football in between that next game and what they're dealing with right now. So they essentially got a bye by losing. And now they have a team that's fresher and more ready to go than a team that just lost in the SEC championship like Alabama.
Well, I think your logic doesn't really stand because
it does.
Every team gets a bye. The playoffs they don't start this week. They start the following week.
Okay, so 2-week bye.
I don't even know if that's a benefit to have 2 weeks off.
Oh, okay.
Before your game. I don't know that it is.
I thought it was.
Now, I think your point is that how it impacts your ranking, right? If you are a team, let's take the ACC, for example. Who played in the ACC championship game?
Duke and Virginia.
A very mediocre Duke team who won the damn game, and they're still not in the tournament.
Next year, they will be.
They're not this year.
Not this year.
Okay, so
next year, they will be.
So you're saying then.
I love this anarchy. I just, all of this is built behind greed.
Oh, no question about it.
This is all built behind greed.
And they're trying to figure out a way to iron out.
There is no way.
Greed.
The bowl games, the bowl games, you have to look at the bowl games like they are
the non-playoff bowl games you're talking about.
You have to look at the bowl games like they are playoff games. And then the games that don't have don't have playoff implications are
irrelevant.
And
the reason, and I tell you what, there's another data point that makes those games irrelevant. And it's the reason why I think, and to your credit, you brought this point up. It's a reason why I think the Kansas States and the Iowa States and some of the other teams are saying it doesn't behoove us to play a bowl game in late December. That's not part of the
middle
system.
part of January. How about
that's even worse? Because
the middle part of January. Tell them why. Tell them why.
You can't play because the transfer portal opens up January 2nd. So how the hell do you prepare to play a game in the middle part of January or even in the late part of December when you don't even know the composition of your team, who's coming, who's gone? It's literally
anarchy.
It's structurally anarchist, right? It's a mess. And so you're right. You got teams that are saying, hey, if I'm playing in a bowl game, I want to play December 12th.
Yes.
Because anything after that, it jeopardizes my ability to maximize on what I could get or what I might lose, minimize what I might lose in the transfer portal that is right on the horizon.
Yes.
So I agree with that, man. I think it's a complete mess. I don't know why the NCAA didn't forecast this as being a problem, but you got good teams out there that are saying, I don't necessarily want to participate if I'm not in the tournament to win it all.
Or if I am playing in a bowl game situation, I want this game over with before Christmas. I want this game over with before Christmas because I want to go into the portal knowing what I have or don't have.
That's exactly right. Now, Al, before we get out of here, man, the National Football League, I think, has egg all over its face. I think the Cleveland Browns have egg all over their face.
Another Shedeur Sanders story.
Bro, I don't know if I didn't write the story.
Is this what we're doing?
I didn't write the story. A rookie quarterback who had the best outing, a guy who you said and others was a 5th-round draft pick, picked all kinds of mediocre quarterbacks over him. In fact, went to a team that had picked a guy in the 3rd round
that he was a 5th-round quarterback.
Allow me, man. Allow me.
Man, I care about the Broncos, bro. What is this? What is this? What you doing? You doing Cleveland Browns talk?
Yeah. It's one of the hottest stories in football.
What makes it hot?
Because he's one of the most notable stories in football. You might not like it. I understand
I'm taking Bo Nix over Shedeur Sanders. What you want me to say? The Bo Nix story is a better story than the Shedeur Sanders story.
What's the Bo Nix story?
The Broncos are 11-2.
Okay, so
that's the Bo Nix story.
Okay, so then we talked about Bo Nix. We already talked about that.
So why do we have to talk about? You want to talk about Cam Ward?
No, I think.
What do you want to talk about? I mean, so did Cam Ward win the game?
The Tennessee Titans won the game.
Okay, then you want to talk about Cam?
No, because
what makes you want to talk about Shedeur?
Because there's relevance to me about Shedeur. You might feel different.
Wait. Are you going to say once again he was better than the 5th-round draft pick?
No, here's what I want to say.
Because I'll tell you, everybody knows that.
Clearly, not everybody knew that.
I'll say that 10,000 times.
Clearly, not everyone knew that.
Everybody knows he's better than a 5th-round quarterback.
Clearly,
so what is
not everyone knew that.
Why you want to bring up Shedeur?
Because, like I've said from day one, I thought it was heartbreaking to see a Colorado Buffalo, which you give no credence to see a Colorado Buffalo humiliated the way that he was on draft day, and the world trying to tell me, including you, that this guy was just the 5th-round draft pick.
I did not say that.
My eyes did not lie to me. I knew better than that, and the world knew better than that, and it's playing out in high definition right now. It was insulting to tell me that Dylan Gabriel was a better quarterback, and for over half a season, you don't give this guy the opportunity to compete, and then you go out there and now he goes out there, he has the best outing of any rookie quarterback in the league this year. And we're still talking about this guy as if maybe you don't even want to talk about it. I don't know why you don't even want to talk about it.
It's the Cleveland Browns.
It's Shedeur Sanders. I don't care what team he played for. How
many times have we talked about this year Travis Hunter? We haven't talked about Travis Hunter at all, but you want to talk about Shedeur Sanders.
Because Travis wasn't humiliated with being
He was a second pick in the draft.
Is that humiliating?
No, I'm just saying.
Like, what are you? I don't get.
I don't understand what's going on here. I think there's.
It's a story. It's a story. Whether you like it or not, it's a story.
The story is.
And I don't understand.
This is the league. This shit has been happening like this for decades.
For who? Give me one.
For what?
Give me one where a 1st-round projected quarterback ends up in the 5th round. It's been happening for decades. Give me an example. You're silent because you can't. So it's an unusual story. That is significant.
I'm trying to think where Aaron Rodgers was drafted.
He was drafted like in the 20s, 1st round.
Way late.
Come on, man. You can't do it because it hasn't happened. And what I'm saying is...
So you're saying Shedeur Sanders was a 1st-round draft pick?
Absolutely. I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft. And I said that at the time. I've actually watched the kid play. I watched him go through the trials and tribulations.
And I like Cam Ward over Shedeur Sanders.
That's fine. And that's legit.
But I thought the kid I thought if I needed a quarterback, then just looking at there's a lot that goes with drafting Shedeur Sanders, man. I've been trying to tell you this, man.
You're going to bring up all those talking points.
I'm just telling you, man. There's more to it, CJ.
All those dumbass teams who needed quarterbacks to pass over this guy. And you know what? To hell with them. I hope they go winless for doing whatever they did to this guy. It was ridiculous. And I think the chickens are coming home to roost right now because he's showing not only is he a competent quarterback, I think he might end up being the best in this draft class. And he was a 5th.
You got all this that goes with it.
You know what goes with it? Being the best quarterback in this draft class. I think that's what he is. And so you can talk about all the other stuff.
Didn't we have these conversations earlier in the year about all of the things that exist away from football that detracts from what's happening with
And it-
football. And some organizations just don't want it.
I got it. And you contributed to a narrative
I'm
painted
not
the young
contributing,
man-
CJ. I'm just telling you the
you
truth. Like, this
contributed
is
to
not
a narrative that painted the young man as something that he's not. What
which
he
is
is, what he is,
which is not what is he? What is he not? He's not an internet superstar. Is he an internet superstar?
In an age of AI and the internet, you're gonna dock a young man for being an internet superstar? Are you kidding me?
In terms of the NFL, yes.
Let me tell you what he is.
Yes. He is maybe the hot. You know, one of the reasons I figured this out. One of the reasons that teams may not have wanted to take a chance on Russell Wilson is because he is one of the hottest internet superstar
No, it's
sensations.
not. It's because he's old and can't play anymore.
No, I'm just
Al,
telling
stop.
you. I'm just listen, CJ.
Stop.
CJ, what comes with Russell Wilson is his whole social media campaign.
And you know what, Al? When you're old and can't play, that becomes a factor. That's not the
But when
case
you're
with this
young
kid.
and you can't play, you want the internet sensation that is also a good football player.
What is your deal, man?
I'm just telling you.
Doc, the guy is a hardworking, diligent.
Yes, that has a huge internet following. Am I wrong?
Yes. You're wrong that's why is that relevant?
Somebody please send comments to the contrary. He's a huge internet superstar. Teams in the NFL don't necessarily like that.
What does that say about the NFL then?
It says that the NFL is not in the internet superstar business.
The NFL is in the business of making money, of getting every bit of attention that it can, because they schedule things throughout the course of the year. There's no offseason in NFL. And you're going to sit there and tell me they're not in the business of what?
They're not in the business of employing superstar internet quarterbacks.
You just made up a line that I've never heard before until just now. Now, all of a sudden, if you happen to be a very popular internet superstar, you are going to get screwed by the National Football League, because Alpha Williams believe that no team
whatever the day is, mark that right now. If you are a internet superstar that is playing planning to play in the NFL, you will be docked for being an internet superstar. You will be docked for that.
What was your worst game in the National Football League?
My first one.
This episode of this show is very similar to your outcome in your first game in the National Football League.
I had 5 sacks, and we won the game by 20.
Well, you missed 5 tackles, and you lost in a blowout. I'm sick of talking to you, and with that does it for the look at PBS.
PBS. Oh, CJ. It's from CJ. What's that old man name?
Ain't no damn old man. Hey, man, thanks for tuning in to the Big Al and CJ podcast. We'll holler at you next week.